So we're going to glaze some Bud-Vases for the crystal kiln. I've already got a batch glazed, drying out by the stove. I'm going to try to show you one version of how to get glaze on these pots. So, first of all, here's the glazed bucket. Hope you can see all this. There's 1.5 centimeters of water on the top. And the first thing I'll do, drain that off carefully. You can always add it back if the glaze is too thick, but these glazes need to go on really thick. Give the glaze a careful mix. I haven't used this glaze yet, although I did mix it up yesterday. So before I use it, I'll go over with a ruler, metal ruler, just to make sure there isn't any glaze built up on the bottom. Also, you can see how thick that glaze is. Okay, now I don't have a lot of glaze. You can see about 2/3 of a bucket. So let's get this standing up again. So these glazes do settle very quickly. There's not a lot of time to mess around here. Probably a little bit too much glaze, but we'll see. Here's the pot, fresh out the bisque. Go right down to the bottom, fairly quickly away from the bottom, and now pull it out more slowly, trying to center the pot on this container so it doesn't touch the sides. As soon as I see it's dry, I'll go in again. Hold it there, count to about 6. Should be enough. Bottle shapes, you can actually glaze the inside and the outside at the same time. Many porcelain shapes, especially bowl shapes, it's just about impossible. I wanted to show you, I hope you can see this, the outside glaze is dried, and on the top coat here you can see a network. I hope you can see. And that's what I look for. That tells me that the glaze at the top is thick enough, and if it's thick enough at the top, usually it'll, in running down during the firing, it'll be the right thickness for the crystals. I'm going to glaze the inside now. Fill it about 1/3 or 1/4 full. Try and turn it around a couple of times while pouring it out. And give it a good shake, because the glaze is all going to run down and it'll just settle on the bottom. So one of the things that makes these pots quite heavy is the thickness of the glaze that runs down on the inside. Now I'm sure you noticed I glaze the outside first and then the inside, which is the opposite of the way in which we normally glaze. That's just to make sure that the outside gets glazed on a dry surface and that the thick layer of glaze sticks. If I glaze the inside first, there's more of a chance that the water from the glaze will seep through the wall of the pot, dampen the outside, and then it'll be much harder to get a thick layer on the outside without waiting. If I have time, of course, I can just wait for a day or so until the water has dried up and then glaze the outside. Since the inside and the outside glaze is the same here, there isn't so much danger of the glaze from the inside running on the outside, and even if it does, these glazes basically just melt and you don't see any signs of running on the glaze, although of course they're going to run like crazy off the bottom. But we'll have a look at that soon. Next stage. I'm going to take one of these bases that I threw, check that it's the right size for the pot, fits exactly. If I have a choice, I'll pick a base that's a little bit smaller rather than one that's a little bit bigger. If it's a little bit bigger, then the glaze tends to flow wide at the bottom of the pot and it's quite hard to get a neat line afterwards. I assume the bottom of my pot is flat, but I can see that this is a bit warped, so I've got a disc of sandpaper, fairly coarse, put a bit of water on, and grind until I can see that the whole of the base is flat. And now I've got a mixture here of china clay, kaolin, with white glue, carpenter's glue, and a bit of water. And I'm going to use that to stick the base to the pot. You're going to get one go at this. That's now ready to go in the kiln, and we'll see how it comes out later.